In Cantu Pro, Puerto Rico, coming to you from Middles here in Isabela, Puerto Rico. Out in the water, we are just underway with Jared Houston, Uri Valadao, Tom Rigby, and Trevor Kam about to throw down in this nice 6 to 8 foot swell. And there, I'm sure in the background you can hear the horn going off. Manny, what's going on out there this heat?
All right, I know for sure this is stacked conditions. It's heavy out there, and the riders really have to be careful. Safety is going to be a factor right now because the wave on the shallow reef, which is encrusted with I saw them with the goggles, but there's some sea urchins laid over the entire reef, so hopefully nobody gets hurt today. All right, so here's what we got today. These heats, the first two rounds of the second and third rounds of the leaderboard will have 35 minutes. Each heat is 35 minutes long. Because of the waves are so big, they need time to be able to get those two solid waves, which they will be scored on. They do have a 15 wave maximum, and each of the riders will have 10 minutes before their heat to paddle out to make sure they're out in the lineup when their heat starts.
Yeah, so again, real quick recap. Out in the water, just getting underway, we have Jared Houston in red, Uri Valadao in yellow, Tom Rigby in white, and Trevor Kam in the black jersey.
Wow, a couple young guns. Actually, the winner of the trials here at the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico, Thomas Rigby, is out there going to be wearing the white jersey. So all of his fans out back at home in Australia are, I'm sure, tuned in. Let's do a quick rundown as the riders are standing by and some sets standing out the back. Here we go. We got our sponsors of the event, Amory Laverne, taking a look.
All right. We'd like to thank El Nuevo Dia newspaper, Gasolina, Party in a Pouch, ATH Evertech, Parador Villas del Marjao, the official hotel, Claro, bringing us the signal to broadcast the event.
Nice.
La X, the radio station, Sprite, Vitamin.
All right, there you go. La X, here we go. Up and riding, drawing first blood in the white jersey. That is Thomas Rigby. Tom Rigos, or Rigos is what they call him, Rigas, in Australia.
Yeah, Riga's in the white jersey from Australia.
Oh.
The young Port Macquarie local getting things started there. You can see him paddling back out. There's a lot of churned up water on the inside there, man. Real foamy, real turbulent, a lot of current.
And once you see the wide angle shot, you're going to see what these guys have to paddle into. There is a channel directly in front of the large scaffolding here on the beach, but they're still going to have to duck dive some massive bombs that are coming in and pounding the shallow reefs here in Middles.
And here you can see a set coming in, and it looks like black Trevor Kam is going to turn around and scratch into this one. Trevor Kam from Hawaii up and riding in the black jersey, throws into a forward spin off the top, drops back down, sets his speed line, looking for a section, goes for the roll and loses hold of his board halfway around. So that he will get scored on the spin, but that roll will be an incomplete maneuver.
So Trevor bailed it. Whoa, looks like his leash broke as well. His board just disappeared from where he's at. And unfortunately, not a great start for Trevor Kam as he slows. His speed just disappears as he goes out for that last move on that wave, and he bails. And unfortunately, it looks like his leash did break. You know what? Trevor Kam, he's by far has come a long way to be here in this event in the leaderboard rounds. And this is very uncharacteristic for a leash to break on Trevor Kam.
Yes, Trevor Kam in his first full year as a professional bodyboarder, he had a very good showing, finished in the top 5 on the U.S. National Tour. He is here now competing on the World Tour, and there you can see him swimming in for his board. He's going to lose some time here, Manny, trying to get in, get his board, and then get back out there, but fortunately he won't be penalized at all. There you can see him making his way to his board.
Yeah, so you can see just the churning and bubbling in that rip current where he's at. It looks like his leash just came off. It didn't break, so he's strapping that thing back on. It was probably a little bit too loose for Trevor Kam, but just look at how much water is moving. Just so much water moving as Trevor makes his way back out into the lineup.
Yeah, he's probably going to want to make sure to cinch up that leash a little tighter, man, so it doesn't slip off again.
The conditions are insane right now. I mean, I'm looking out. If you catch us looking in that direction, it's because that's what we see live, but that's what you're seeing as well. It is pumping out there.
Yes, it is.
Look at that. You can see the perspective right here.
Yeah, nice reeling sets coming in. Everybody on the beach gathered here, all the top pros checking it out. They conferred this morning, decided to give it a go with the conditions. Still cleaning up, a little bit of morning sickness, but everybody's here. Everybody's ready to hit the water and do their thing.
All right. Once again, buenos dias from Puerto Rico, the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico. If you are tuning in, welcome, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. But now's a great time to get that Twitter, your Facebook, and just let everybody know we are live, rocking and rolling. 2 waves have already been caught in this first heat here in this event.
Yes. Tom Rigby scoring a 6.25 on his opening wave to get him out into the early lead. Trevor Kam scoring a 3.0 on that last wave. Again, he was scored for his first maneuver, unable to complete the second maneuver before losing his board. And meanwhile, Jared Houston in the red jersey from South Africa and Uri Valadao from Brazil in yellow looking to get on the board with their first score. Again, we are doing 35-minute heats today. Due to the conditions, each rider will have a 15-wave maximum.
This event has been pretty much the pinnacle of the tour. So many things are going down at this event, so we're going to bring you up to speed at what has been going on, including a drop knee world champion was crowned. He was so far ahead in the points going into the last DK Tour event. Actually, he's the world champ, Damian King. He's going to be coming into the commentator's booth later on today, so stay tuned for that also.
Yes, also we saw the crowning of the IBA Latin American champ, Kalani Latanzi from Brazil. We saw some serious action in the women's. The women's world title will be pushed to the final event of the season in the Azores, as we saw all our top contenders eliminated from competition. Meanwhile, out in the water, looks like Jared Houston in red, up and riding.
All right, Jared Houston, the South African, out in the waters, just driving for that lip move right there. Nice air assault right there. Inverted, Jared Houston, one-wave maneuver. Oh, pick me up, Jackson.
Jared Houston with a nice, clean invert off of that wave. That should score well with the judges. A nice opening wave for Jared Houston. Here we can see the replay. Jared taking off, driving down the line, sets up, has a nice speed line, clean line, and here you can see him projecting up. Hits it clean, perfect projection, tweaks the board up over him, and nice, clean landing.
I don't know how these guys do it month after month, just landing session after session, landing these massive air maneuvers and backflips and, big roll maneuvers. But Jared Houston, by far, one of the top contenders in this event.
And here you can see the stats dropping on screen for Jared Houston, the 21-year-old South African, who just scored a 7.1 on his opening wave. That will move him into the lead here in this first heat of round 2, Manny.
The judges have pretty much been on. I mean, they've been researching, studying, and making sure that all the points are scored fairly. And I got to give props to this event's judging head judge, Chico, for holding it down, not only in the prone division, but also the drop knee division. So good job to the judges.
Yes, going consensus here at the event and throughout the course of the year has been that the judges have been very consistent, and head judge Chico Garatano from Brazil has been doing a very good job of managing the judges' crew.
And that's what it comes down to, consistency, and they've been doing a great job. Looks like we got some live action dropping in right here, the South African, Jared Houston.
Jared Houston up and riding on his second wave, driving down the line, hitting a little speed chop there. Still driving, looking for a section. He's going to kick out of that one, Manny, not lining up the way he wants. Meanwhile, out the back.
All right, this is Uri Valadao, the Brazilian, in the yellow jersey. This is his first wave, and he comes off the bottom. Not a good move right there. I'm going to have to double check on the colors on this because that looked like Thomas Rigby, and I'm going to say white is Uri Valadao. We're going to double check on that. We want to make sure that our colors that we see are correct. And yes, so it is Uri Valadao in the white jersey and Thomas Rigby in the yellow jersey. So we're going to fix that on your live scoring as we speak right now. Jackson.
All right, so while we wait for scores to drop on those last couple of waves, again, Jared Houston driving down the line, not really seeing anything to his liking, kicks out of that one. Meanwhile, that last wave in the yellow jersey, Tom Rigby, waiting for his score to drop. Again, for those of you looking at the screen, it looks like we have a slight hiccup to fix. But meanwhile, outside, you can see sets still rolling in. We had a massive swell fill in yesterday. the winds weren't quite right. The direction wasn't quite right yesterday. So all of our top riders from around the world here in Puerto Rico scattered across the island in search of clean, rideable waves. I know yesterday I got to be a part of a nice little crew. We hit up all-day sessions in Aguadilla.
Unreal. That was only 20 minutes away.
Yeah, only 20 minutes away, but still some good waves, some good food, and definitely good times.
All right, I did just get confirmation that the colors you are seeing on your screen right now, Thomas Rigby is actually in the yellow jersey, and Uri Valadao will be in the white jersey out in the water. So just to make sure that is all squared away with you guys. So again, yellow is Thomas Rigby, and white is Uri Valadao. So we'll make sure that we keep plugging that, make sure you guys don't get mixed up in the end.
Yes, and we have already checked, and the judges have it straight. We have it straight on our papers. It's just a technical glitch, and so we'll make sure to keep that clarified for everybody.
Exactly. Okay, once again, welcome. This is the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico, and I'm already sweating bullets. Unbelievable. It's warm.
And we've been talking about this swell filling in yesterday. You know, there was a lot of work that had to be done, moving parts of the competition around, make sure they didn't get washed out to sea. They can see the competitors on the beach. Everything's kind of moved around and jumbled up a bit this morning. We'd like to thank the hardworking crew here at the Encanto Pro, the event organizers, Natasha and Bianca, and everybody that's been helping with this event. It's literally been a team effort.
Yeah, the conditions just saw massive waves and high tide, and they had to actually move the entire competitors area to a safer area. And you're right, they had some hard work cut out for them. Okay, out in the water right now, we have 23 minutes remaining, 23 and a half minutes remaining in this first heat of round number 2 of the leaderboard system.
Yes, with the leaderboard system, we are going to see a points breakdown for each heat, Manny. It's 6 points for first place, 4 points for second, 2 points for third, and 1 point for fourth. At the end of the 3 rounds, points will be tallied, and the top 16 from the leaderboard rounds will go into man-on-man competition.
You know what? There's some cool things going on right now with the IBA, and we want to hear from you. We do have a cool survey set up on IBAWorldTour.com /IBA survey. You know what? We'll get back to that. Jared Houston up and riding.
Jared Houston drops in, drives off the bottom, punches a roll through the lip, and comes out through the whitewater. A quick one maneuver wave for Jared Houston, but still a solid maneuver nonetheless. Meanwhile, out the back.
Kam, the Hawaiian, slides under the pocket, slides under the lip, gets into the pocket, and that's all she wrote for Trevor. I thought that thing was going to line up perfect for him.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to line up and give him a nice barrel section to drive through for a moment there, but unfortunately, conditions a little tricky out there. You know, there's a few waves that are coming through that look really makeable, but they're a little tricky. Meanwhile, up and riding.
Okay, in the yellow jersey, this is Thomas Rigby, not Uri Valadao. Thomas, tons of speed, coming section. Oh,
wow, man, a big arch roll on that one.
Oh, my God. He looked like he was strapped onto that zip line that we all did the other day, but he was flying. He covered a lot of ground, and we're going to see that once again. Look how much distance he covers.
So, again, Tom Rigby in the yellow jersey dropping in, driving down the line, comes off the bottom, sets up the section, and look at him boost this, man. He hits it perfectly, and he gets nice liftoff on that. Unbelievable. I mean, that was a nice, solid wave there for Tom Rigby in the yellow jersey.
Yeah, Tomo, or Rigas, as his friends call him. He's a tall kid. I mean, he's coming in at about, I'm guessing 6'3" or 6'2". He's over 6 feet tall, so when he's doing these big air maneuvers, his whole body is just out above the water, and that's just a lot of weight and a lot of body mass flying through the water. So his moves may look a little awkward at times because he's got a lot of mass to move around, but you know what? He's making it all go down here. The winner of the trials at the Encanto Pro.
Yes, Thomas Rigby, only 18 years old, was the winner of the trials, collected himself a nice little paycheck off of that one, and now he's here in the leaderboard rounds looking to make that top 16 and advance into the man-on-man heats, and I think he's in the hunt for another paycheck, Manny.
That's right. You know what? Thomas Rigby has been very Very good. Very exciting to watch throughout the entire tour. You never know what to expect from this guy. He could be on and just blow out people out of the water, and sometimes he'll hit a wall. But for the most part, he's been consistent throughout the entire year. So good job for Thomas Rigby.
Yes, and to continue your previous thought, Manny was about to tell you, we would like to hear from you, the viewers, the bodyboarding community. Where would you like to see the IBA World Tour go in 2012? If you want to have a say, be sure to go to www.ibaworldtour.com/survey. Answer the survey, submit it. Not only will we take a look at what you say, but you will be entered into a drawing to win an autographed rash guard from this event signed by the drop knee world champion, Damian King.
That's right. I mean, this is your chance as a viewer, as a bodyboarder of the world, to put in your 2 cents and tell us what you guys want to see. The survey is it's not going to take you long. You just give us your opinion, click on what you want to see, what you want to, for 2012, and we will, take note and go from there.
Yeah, what could be better? I mean, you have a chance to make your voice heard and win some cool swag from the tour.
So, Ricky Miller, you have to go to the survey. We can't just say we want Cape Hatteras, IBA, October, November 2012. Get on the survey and put your opinions on there. So, again, South Africa would be insane. I would love to see all these guys at Cave Rock Brew. So, go to the survey, ibaworldtour.com/survey, and give us your opinions there. Ladies and gentlemen, heat number 1, round number 2, out in the water, pumping waves. I'm going to say 4 to 6 foot, easy. And we got live action out the back. It is Thomas Rigby in the yellow jersey.
And it looks like Tom Rigby catching his rail on that one. He'll duck out and paddle back for another. Look at these sets coming in, Manny. I mean, our competitors are stoked. There's some solid swell coming through for the best riders in the world to perform in. This has been an amazing arena for them, this event, and it continues.
That's right. If you guys are watching live, we thank you, but we want to make sure all your buddies are watching as well, because this is going to be some serious competition going down. Massive waves, the top riders, and they're all shooting for that top 16 spot after the 3 rounds of their leaderboard system.
Yes, we still have 6 to 8 foot swell coming through today. We got more swell scheduled for the following days. Up and riding in red, Jared Houston from South Africa.
Jared Houston coming off the bottom. Nice bottom turn. Big roll right there. Lands flawlessly and maintains his rail. Tries to get around the section, but that is the end for Jared Houston. Nice cylindrical roll on that one. Big move, Jared Houston.
Yes, Jared Houston here again. You can see dropping in. Driving off the bottom, nice bottom turn, sets his line, drives up towards the top, and boom, punches through the lip, gets the roll around, and there's your landing, folks.
There it is, Jared Houston, the South African. I'm sure he's got a big support fan group in South Africa, including Carl and the Kiiki crew. They're always watching and always staying tuned. Mark McCarthy, he's still in the hunt, and he's going to be coming up next as well. What do we got?
And it looks like Jared Houston's going to pull out a 7.75 on that last wave. That means he has high scores of 7.1 and 7.75. He is solidly in the lead right now. In second in the white jersey, Uri Valadao needs an 8.6 or better to move into that top spot. Meanwhile, Trevor Kam and Tom Rigby are in combination situation right now.
Wow. I mean, but I think there's always a chance, because if you're in this situation where you have a little bit less than half of the heat remaining, in these conditions, all you really need is one massive wave and just do one. I mean, just get the massive wave and make sure it's contestable. Here we go. Check it out.
And it looks like we have had a couple of guys paddling for that one. Tom Rigby and Trevor Kam both paddling at that, and both decide to pull back.
Once again, your live scores that you see on your screen. Thomas Rigby is actually in the yellow jersey, and Uri Valadao is actually in the white jersey. We're going to fix that from this point on, but when you're waking up at 4:30 in the morning in paradise, sometimes, one eye is still closed.
Yeah, that 4 a.m. wake-up call can be a little harsh.
All right, once again, welcome to the Encanto Pro here in Puerto Rico. A couple shout outs from some of the sponsors: Write It Magazine, Pride, Radio Joe, Science, M2010 Foundation, and the Surfing Federation of Puerto Rico. We have a ton of more sponsors to list, but we'll just, drop you a couple morsels here and there throughout the heat. Currently, out in the water, Jared Houston is leading the charge.
Yes, Jared Houston with a 7.1, a 7.75. Uri Valadao in second with a 6.25 and a 3.5. Again, Uri Valadao in the white jersey, Tom Rigby in the yellow jersey.
And here we go. Uri is actually in the white jersey, dropping in, coming around the section, full speed ahead. Oh, the big first flip that we've seen of the day out here in these conditions. Uri Valadao, the Brazilian, is actually killing it on this wave. That is going to be a high-scoring wave for sure. Just projection, bottom turn, everything was on cue. Great wave for the Brazilian, Uri Valadao.
Wow, the 2008 world champ here you can see on the replay. Setting up this wave, looking for speed, and we'll get back to that in a moment. Up and riding in yellow, Tom Rigby driving down the line, catches a little bounce, and going for a flip, and he landed that one under the lip.
Yeah, it looked like his whole, it was just too late, and he tried to pull it off, even though he was actually inside the barrel trying to go for a backflip, and unfortunately did not pull it off. Again, if you're watching live, your scorecard off to the side of our live viewing screen, Thomas Rigby is actually in the yellow jersey, and Uri Valadao is in the white jersey. So scores are going to be coming down proper.
Yes, and keep in mind, folks, with what you just saw, this is a shallow break. You put yourself in a position like that where you're getting punched by the lip, you've got a very high likelihood of getting planted into that reef and getting shredded up a bit.
We don't want that, man. Well, you saw these guys paddling over the wave. Well, Uri and Thomas Rigby, they're actually paddling back out, duck diving these massive mounds of whitewash, and they're just going to get pushed down the beach. And I don't know if they're going to make it back out. That's one of those things that could happen today. You catch a wave and you may not make it back out in a half hour, but we will see. These two guys, Uri and Thomas, are right next to each other down the beach. I would suggest just coming in, running down the beach, go back out next to the rock.
Yes, a recurring theme we've had so far in this contest. With the bigger swell filling in, there's a lot of current on the inside, and it's all pulling to the west. And now here we go with the replay of Uri Valadao setting up the section, driving for speed, and boom, big flip.
Unbelievable. That was an air roll spin, but with a little bit of backflip in there. I mean, these riders are fusing all these maneuvers together, and they're all combining into one mush burger, but Uri Valadao did do a massive flip on that one right there. So Uri, big backflip, great job.
Yes, the big flip followed up with a combination of spin maneuvers, and it should be an interesting score. Again, Uri Valadao, the 2008 world champion. Here you can see his rider profile, 25 years old from Tercera Ponce. Meanwhile, up and riding out in the water,
Trevor Kam off the top, nice roll right there. Oh, loses his landing right there and his grip on his board. It just bounces all over the place. Trevor Kam going for the big roll, but cannot hold on for the landing.
Yeah, Trevor Kam landing mid-face. There you can see him punching the water in frustration. Trevor Kam landed mid-face, bounced, and then seemed to just slide down the face and get lipped. He'll paddle back out and look for another one, but there you can see
I'm actually
Jared Houston.
I'm looking over to see where those other guys are, Thomas and Uri. But here's another look at Trevor Kam. As you can see, timing was good, the roll extension was good, and his landing was not good. Unfortunately, it just landed too hard, and you can see the board and his body bouncing. Unfortunately, the board wanted to go a different direction, and that was the end of the show for Trevor Kam.
Yeah, once he slid under the lip after he bounced, it was pretty much a done deal, Manny.
Yes, we're still waiting for scores to come down. Jackson?
Yeah, still waiting for scores to come down. As we were saying about the current, a lot of riders have been telling us about how the current is pulling really hard down the beach. I agree with Manny. Probably the best bet would be to get out of the water, grab your fins, and just run back down to a better point, paddle back out, because fighting that current, you're just going to eat up a lot of time and a lot of energy.
Well, that's coming from you and I, who are not, at our top physical peak right now. But these guys, they're gonna battle out no matter what, because there is a rip current that's ripping through right in front of the scaffolding, and a lot of the riders are jumping in that rip current and able to get back out into the lineup. For example, Thomas and Uri are already back out in the lineup. They're going to join this guy, Red, Jared Houston, in just a few minutes or just a few seconds for the next set to roll in. Again, welcome everybody to the Encanto Pro. This is the first heat of the day and the second round of the 3-round leaderboard system.
Yes, today we're going to see round 2 and round 3 of the leaderboard segment go down. So stay tuned. We've got a full day of action in store for all of you watching online at IBAWorldTour.com and RedBull.tv. No shortage of action today, Manny.
No, again, this event is very crucial for a lot of riders. And check this out, Jared Houston, up and riding from South Africa.
Jared Houston driving down the line. Nice, smooth speed line, looking for a section. Oh, big invert. Wow. Woo! Jerry tweaking that one. Throws his fist up to claim it. That was a nice maneuver there from Jared Houston from South Africa.
Dropping in right now, Thomas Rigby coming off the bottom. Tons of speed. Oh, goes for a backflip. Can he maintain? No. The whitewash and his landing not going in his favor. Thomas Rigby. That is, I don't know what it is. That's 3 waves in a row. His timing is just a little off. I don't know if, let's take another look really quick at Jared Houston's wave.
All right, here we have Jared Houston, again, driving down the line. Nice speed line, setting up for the oncoming section. He adjusts his line, heads up towards the top, and here we go, folks. He's going to hit this perfectly. Boom. Tweaks the board really high up over his head, and perfect. Textbook invert.
Unbelievable. Great wave right there for Jared Houston. Again, because we are in the tropics, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sweating bullets just sitting here. And this same humidity that's making us sweat here, getting ready for the next heat, as you can see, preparing over at the Beach Marshal. Coming up next, you are looking right there in black, Puerto Rican. Coming up next is Milton Montalvo. These guys are coming up. Again, back to the humidity and condensation occurring not only on our bodies, but it is also affecting all the electronics that we have here, including the ride scoring system. So you guys stay tuned. We're going to get that situated and fixed in as soon as possible. Again, it is steaming hot in Puerto Rico. Wow, look at that last wave of Uri Valadao. 8.4 for that big backflip from Uri. And now he's still in second with a commanding lead, Jared Houston.
Yes.
Oh, live action. Thomas Rigby.
Thomas Rigby up and riding, driving down the line, looking for an oncoming section, and he's going to kick out of that one. As I was about to say, Manny, Uri Valadao moved ahead momentarily with the 8.4, but that wave from Jared Houston scored a 9.5 with the judges. And here's a replay of Tom Rigby's last wave.
All right, again, it's all about the timing right here, and Thomas Rigby looked like the timing was on. Perfect move right there, but his landing, just a lot of force, a lot of speed coming together, converging on the landing, and he could not maintain. So Thomas Rigby, he's currently in third, but Trevor Kam, he still has a shot to knock out Thomas Rigby out of that third place spot.
Yes, there's still 9 minutes remaining, and as we've seen all year long, it's never too late to mount a comeback in your heat. I mean, we saw it right with the very first event of the year at Pipeline in the final with Hub's miraculous comeback in the last 5 minutes in Combo Land. And there you can see on your screen coming up in the next heat, we're going to see Pierre-Louis Costas in red, Mike Stewart in white, Diego Cabrera in yellow, and Milton Montalvo in black.
Unbelievable. This is going to be another stacked heat. That's the beauty about the leaderboard rounds, the first 3 rounds of the main event. You're going to be able to see your favorite rider 3 times. That's if they show up for their heat. Diego actually is going out for his first heat. He missed the first round, so now he's here, and he's got the eye of the tiger. Look
and
at
there
Mike
you
Stewart.
can see 9-time world champ, the living legend himself, Mike Stewart, getting ready to hit the water for this next heat.
He's excited.
Yes. And to touch back on what you were saying about Diego Cabrera, he missed his first heat the other day. I ran into Diego out in the water. His flight was delayed 5 hours, so he ended up not getting here to the competition area in time for his heat.
All right, well, his family and friends back home, Diego is safe, and he's coming out in the next heat. But this guy right here, Mike Stewart, he's on the verge of possibly doing what he's never done before, because the IBA is set up in a 2-tier system: qualifying series, Grand Slam series. Stewart's on the verge of having to go back to having to go for the first time to the qualifying series.
Yes, right now Mike Stewart currently 16th in the world rankings. Top 16 from the Grand Slam series will secure a position on the 2012 Grand Slam series. But Mike Stewart is right on the bubble. He could, if he fails to qualify, if he doesn't get a good result here and a solid result in Fronton at the end of the year, we could very well see for the first time ever Mike Stewart not in contention for a world title. Mike getting ready to hit the water here. He's definitely looking to get a solid result here.
And he, along with 8 other riders, 7 other riders, they're the ones that these last 2 events are crucial.
Yes.
This event in particular, because of the amount of prize money involved, the points have actually been hired as well. The winner walks away with 2,200 points here at this event, and that's going to trickle down. So a lot of points are up for grab. That could make or break a lot of things when it comes down to the wire.
Yeah, and we mentioned Mike Stewart being on the bubble in that 16th position for the World Tour for 2012. Diego Cabrera is currently sitting 17th. So right now, Diego's on one spot out on the outside looking in for next year's tour. If you fail to qualify for this year's tour, if you're in the bottom 8 of the top 24 and get dropped out, that means you're going to have to spend an entire year on the qualifier series.
Look at this. Up and riding. Uri Valadao.
Uri Valadao driving down the line looking for a section, kind of roller coastering for speed, and it's not going to line up. He's going to kick out, Manny.
All right, lucky for Uri, looking out the back. Not much waves coming in, so he'll have an easy pedal back. Jared Houston, the South African.
Jared Houston driving down the line, looking to get around the whitewater section, and he's going to duck out as well.
Well, we've seen this throughout the entire tour. When the waves are this massive, this big, wave selection is vital. I mean, you just saw 2 waves being caught, and both of the riders didn't do anything on that wave. Just a little bit too bumpy, a little bit too just frothy, not much there for the riders to do anything.
Wave selection absolutely crucial. There you can see the breakdown right now out in the water. Jared Houston with a combined score of 25, followed by Uri Valadao.
17.25.
Oh, sorry. I'm reading off of there.
It's okay. 17.25.
Anyway, point being, Jared Houston in the lead, Uri Valadao in white, currently in second, and Tom Rigby in yellow, Trevor Kam in black, both in combination situation right now.
All right, we are winding down. 4 minutes, 42 seconds remaining, and the next heat, again, with these massive waves, they have to choose their the way they have to paddle out. And the guys are starting actually to paddle out in front of the scaffolding and taking that rip current out, and they are getting out there pretty quick.
That's right now. Jared Houston with a 17.25 out of a possible 20. Again, on your screen it said 25. That's the humidity messaging with our equipment.
All right, Thomas Rigby, the Australian, he's got to do something here now, winding down the heat. Nice, big, through-the-lip roll right there for Thomas Rigby. Big maneuver, medium-sized wave, but it's something. He needed something solid to take over that 3.0 high-scoring wave that he has right now.
I think it's safe to say that will be his best score that he's attained thus far in this heat. Tom Rigby seems to be settling down a little bit. He got a good one under his belt there. Still several minutes remaining. Here's the replay. Tom Rigby scratching into this one.
All right, Tom Rigby, another look at this wave. As you can see, I want to reiterate, the bottom turn is the key component, fundamental move that every bodyboarder should know if you want to play the game at this level. Thomas Rigby has that down, and he just drives through the lip, punches through the lip, nice roll, one maneuver wave, solid. That'll definitely be better than his 3.0, and that came in at a 6.25.
I think Tom Rigby will be pretty happy with that. That 6.25, his high score thus far for the heat. He still has time. There's still a few minutes remaining. All he needs is one more, good scoring wave, and he's right back in the thick of this, Manny.
All right, here we go. Another big wave out the back, and it is in black. Trevor Kam going left for the first time is Trevor Kam, and any rider for that matter, and there's nothing there for Trevor Kam. Again, thank you for tuning in for the Encanto Pro Puerto Rico. We'd like to thank some more sponsors: Viva Más, Con Calma, Cristal, Turista Local, Wave Rebels, Tres Palmas, Caliche Surf Shop, Kokomo, The Room, and Custom X. Again, we have more sponsors will be trickling down throughout the heat, but we want to make sure those sponsors get a shout out because they're pretty much the ones making it happen.
Yes, most definitely, Manny. Also, we would like to make sure to mention that if you are looking for IBA, official IBA merchandise, be sure to go to IBAtour.com, click on shop. We've got hats, we've got beanies, we've got shirts, we've got iPhone covers, and you can pre-order your 2012 IBA calendar.
All right, Uri Valadao on that one. I don't think he's going to do anything. He's going to play it safe, come in. That is the end of that heat, and he's just making his way into the water now.
And it looks like Jared Houston's going to score the maximum 6 points in that heat, with Uri Valadao capitalizing on the 4 second-place points. That'll be added to their leaderboard scores from round 1, and they still have round 3 to go. So we'll see how everything shakes out once we get a little deeper into the leaderboard rounds. But Jared Houston setting himself up pretty nicely.